thank you to you all for being here. Dr. Zhang, I want to come to you. I represent Tennessee, and we have a wonderful program that takes place between Vanderbilt University and the VA. And of course, as you know, the Tennessee Valley Healthcare is right there on the Vanderbilt University campus. And that system, that VA system there, has more than 60 researchers that hold dual appointments at Vanderbilt and at the VA. And they're supporting over $50 million in VA-funded research. And we know, as you were talking with Senator Sheehy, this benefits veterans all across the country, and we appreciate that. What I'd like to hear from you all is what strategies are you looking at to really increase these partnerships, these centers of excellence, and to build this out further. I think that having these partnerships with research institutions like Vanderbilt is going to be much more helpful than just trying to stovepipe some of your work.
Thank you, Senator Blackburn. I want to first acknowledge that the incredible work happening in the Tennessee region, particularly when it comes to an incredibly strong VAMC partnered with an incredibly strong academic affiliate, particularly in fields like informatics and also in cancer, are really some opportunities to partner and think about what's next.
Behavioral health
And
also,
behavior,
I will add.
of course, in Nashville, there's just so much expertise in healthcare just in general. The business of medicine really is in Nashville. I think that as we think about the future of research and frankly academics and innovation at VA, we have to think about setting foundations and infrastructure. And the first 100 years of research at VA has been pretty incredible. I've heard it time and time again. I've said some of the big wins. We have more. And I think as we think about the future, we have to be flexible and we have to think about how we partner, both with incredible academic groups, but also with others to make the future happen in America for veterans. So I don't have anything specific to say about how we're going to do that at Vanderbilt, other than actually just good timing. So a couple of weeks ago, we actually just had a great intro conversation with the Vanderbilt University senior leaders.
So I think a strategic plan that you're building out would be important. So what are you doing with planning for centers of excellence in different disciplines in healthcare?
Thank you, Senator Blackburn. That's actually what I was going to get to, is that the purpose of that conversation was to talk about that specifically and how we could find that synergy between the incredible work happening at Vanderbilt to the incredible work happening with our VAMCs and also our enterprise of research.
And then how are you engaging medical school students when you're on a campus like Vanderbilt? So how are you doing that engagement to encourage these that are getting ready to go through a residency and into practice to stay engaged with the VA and Veterans Health?
Thank you for that question, Senator. I think that's a great point. So I don't have the specifics on the exact residencies that we have with our our Tennessee VAMCs, but I will say that our academic affiliates, we have well over approximately 90% of all medical schools, if not more, affiliated with VA. So clearly building the pipeline, whether it's for clinicians, our researchers, or both, we have to leverage these pieces together. And actually, that's part of the value, I would say, which is unique to VA, is that our dean organization has both research, academics, innovation, and partnerships all together into one group. And my intention is to utilize those in a synergistic way to build the future.
Okay. Ms. Prieur, am I saying your name right?
Prieur, ma'am.
Prieur. Thank you so much. Okay, so you're in charge of human capital management, correct?
Yes.
Does this include the union employees?
Yes, it does.
And how many union employees are there in the VA now?
I would have to take that back for the record, ma'am.
Okay, let's get that for the record. I would like to know, I also want to know how many full-time or full-time equivalents are actually showing up to work and working in person 5 days a week. One of the biggest complaints that we get in our offices, and I've got 6 offices in Tennessee, is the fact that VA caseworkers are very slow to get back to the veterans. And I know that the secretary has done an amazing job working that backlog down. It was about 1 million case backlog when Secretary Collins came in, and I think they're under 200,000 in the backlog now. But the employees, the rudeness, the lack of caring, the being focused on themselves and not on the veteran, this is something that as a team we need to work on, and we need to correct that. The VA is about the veteran first and foremost, and those employees are there to serve the veterans. So if we could get that information, and if we can be helpful in making certain that we have a service-oriented approach to our veterans, I would be ever so gratefully appreciative. And thank you all for being here and for your work to serve our veterans. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Happy to take that back for the record and respond to you.